Welcome to Monday Live with the Creativity Cave. I'm Dina Rico, and I'm so happy to see you. Excuse if it looks messy back there, just excuse it. And also, can we talk about the fact that it's getting dark early, and I do not like that at all. And also, I got to get my lips on. My Stampin' lips. I hope that you guys are having a great day wherever you are. I am literally giddy because, oops, I have my second in-person watercolor retreat starts tomorrow, and some of the girls are here, which I'm super excited about. I cannot wait. We're gonna have such a good time. And I'm almost ready. I just, really the last thing I need to do is clean up my office, which, let's just say, took a hit this past week. But hopefully we'll have it all under control tomorrow. I know I've got lots of helpers here who are willing to help me, but I am just giggling because it was so clean for my first retreat, and then things kind of went downhill. But we'll have them back in order. I wish I had, like, Barb, my friend Barb, is very, like, type A, get it pick up as you go. And I don't know what type this is. I'm type C for crazy, where, or chaos actually is probably a better word, where like the bigger mess I make, the better the projects. And that is so true for today because my desk is such a mess. So don't judge. But I did I cleaned it up enough for the video. Luckily, the video does not show everything. Which I just love. Oh, Cheryl's like Barb. That does not surprise me, Cheryl. I'm not surprised by that at all. I think a lot of people are more like Barb, and I wish I was more like Barb. Let's see. Okay, what all do I have to tell you about today? So, first off, I am just I'm laughing. Sorry, I'm reading comments. First off, tell me where you're watching from. I always love seeing where everybody is. That just makes my heart happy to see all the places people are coming from. I also have to tell you, you guys, I'm so, like, humbled by this, but I have people who are coming to this event. Well, in my first one, I had somebody from California, Texas, Illinois, Michigan. Wait, is that right? I think so. This time I have people from Virginia, Florida, Oklahoma, and Iowa, of course. Where else? Who am I forgetting? Oh, Ohio. Like, it's amazing. I'm really, like, humbled that people would come to see me from that far away. In Iowa, no less. It's not like there's the beach out there or something. In fact, it's going to be cool this week. It's sweater weather, right? Am I saying that right? I'm really excited about that too. We slept with the windows open. Oh, so glorious. It's my favorite time of the year, and it's been so warm. So, oh my gosh, look at where all of you guys are checking in from. I love seeing that. That is just so fun. Also, shout out to my girls who are here. I can't wait to see you. It's going to be fun. We're going to have such a good time. And for those who couldn't join us live, I was thinking maybe it will be an impromptu live, but maybe we'll hop on live in our little retreat Facebook group. So watch for that. You just never know what might happen. Let's see. What else do I have to tell you? I feel like I have more to tell you. Okay, so today is the last day to register for the virtual retreat if you would like to attend. And do you want to see a sneak peek of one of our projects? Let me know if you do. I will share a sneak peek, but I will preface it in case anybody wants to be surprised. Okay, Robin says yes. Wendy says yes. Patricia says yes. Okay. So let's see. I'll do it. Well, hold on. I'll do it when I flip my camera around. Well, no, I'll do it while I'm, okay, hold on. Now I'm like, where is it? Hold on. Hold one sec. You guys are gonna laugh at this because it's in a Ziploc bag because I couldn't find like one of our usually like I have like when our specialty paper comes in the kind of clear bag that reseals, that's what I wanted to put this in, but I couldn't find one. So I did have this gigantic Ziploc bag, but I wanted to protect it because things happen. Okay, so this is actually the first project that I planned for this retreat. And let's just say I've done many iterations of it. So I will have several options for you. And I'm just so excited about this. Okay, so warning, if you do not want to see a surprise preview, look away. Look away. Okay, so this is something that you can do in a lot of different sizes and styles and colors, but we watercolor this. And I'm not going to go too close up. Here, I'm going to bring it back here. But it's an amazing project and it's so easy. Oh, goodness. I love this one. And I can't wait for you guys to see all the other options and colors and ways to do this. It's really, really fun. So that's my, I would say my favorite project, but I don't know. There were several that I really enjoyed. Okay, so that's one. And then I'm trying to think of what else I want to say without giving too much away. Let's just say there's a focus on leaves. And Diana, I'm not giving any more details about it. That's all I'll say about that. But no, it's not. Okay. So I'm very excited. I hope you will join me. Like I said, today's the last day to register for a supply box. I will leave registration open for the virtual only version if you are interested. I will also say that our palette of 36 glorious colors is fabulous. And I had the best time prepping for it, and I can't wait to tell you all about that. I will share like how I picked the colors, and I'll show you all the different options of colors in my little sketchbook that I was working on. It's gonna be just so much fun. Okay, having said all of that about watercolor retreat, we're gonna make a couple watercolor projects today because I was just in the mood, and you know how it is. Sometimes you just have to watercolor. Okay, so we've got that to look forward to this week. I also have a team retreat coming up at the end of this week, which I'm also super excited about. I'm doing them back to back because I knew some people would want to do both, and that way they wouldn't have to come to Iowa twice because I know it's not super easy to get here for those who fly in. So it'll be so much fun. I cannot wait. I am also excited about the stencils that come with our retreat that are exclusive to the retreat. And do I have my palette here? And my husband designed a palette with lots of colors. I'm so excited. And we made the wells deeper than the first palette that we had. So more paint. More paint is always a good thing, right? Okay, so there you go. And this is like heavier too, because there's more paint in it. All right, so it's just going to be so much fun. All right, and I will just say that, especially to those of you who did my previous retreat, because I'm doing the virtual one, I think everybody's going to get more, because you know how I am. I can't help myself sometimes. So there's more content than the in-person retreat because I'm doing it virtual. So yeah, it'll be pretty fun. Yay! Okay. But I can't talk about that all night because you know what we haven't talked about yet? Hairgate 2025. That's what I think I'm going to call it now. Do you guys know about Hairgate 2025? It's quite the scandal. So, if you watch Kelly, my dear Kelly, she had a little incident last week, which, by the way, I have cried about twice now because it's just so bad. And I mean, I'm crying in solidarity with her, but also laughing pretty hard. And let's just say the memes have been flying, like outrageously flying. So if you didn't watch her live last night or yeah, last night, you should. In fact, I asked her if she talked about it. I will have to watch how she described it because oh my gosh. Do you guys want to see um some of the memes I sent her? Because I pride myself on some things. This would be one of them. Let's see. I want to do this so I don't lose my video. There we go. Okay. So I will share this with you because I know you will appreciate a good meme. So if you didn't hear, she had a bang incident where she was cutting her own bangs. And so this is the first one I sent her. Have a bangin' day. And then I said it could be worse. This could be your hair. Oh. And then this one says, look me in the eyes and tell me you didn't cut your bangs. I love this. Me, did you cut your own bangs again? Client, I don't know. And then this one says, FaceTiming my hairdresser to ask how I fixed the cut and color I gave myself. I'm gonna cry again because this is gonna make me laugh. It's the Tiger King. So I don't know if you've seen, there's a video, there's probably more than one, of girls, and they do this thing where they twist their hair up and then they cut it, and they always cut it like right up here, so when they let go, it comes up even higher. That's kind of what happened to her. She didn't twist her hair, but it was the whole thing. Anyway, there's this video of people doing it. It's like cut your own bangs, and it's all like bad situations. And so the third girl in the video I found is like, she like cuts her hair and then she's like, oh, when she sees what it looks like. And then she's just like, oh. And I'm like, Kelly, that's you. Oh, bless her. I love her so much, but this one's probably one of my favorites. Anyway. Oh, actually, this one's good too. Oh my gosh. So anyway, if you haven't seen that, you should check it out because her video, because the whole story is pretty good. And I love her. And I'm glad we could laugh at her. I was thinking, like, how would this go if this happened to Barb, Kelly, and me? Like, how would each of us react? And I think Barb would, like, really freak out because Barb is really all about her hair, and her hair is always perfect, right? I would cry, like, and I think I would want a wig or something. And then, but I would be okay. Like, I would survive. And Kelly I think she's going to be okay. But Barb, I don't know. I think it would be really bad for Barb. Like, I'm never leaving the house again until it grows back. So anyway, it would be rough. I know, right? I cannot laugh. I can't laugh either. Shirley says she wants to register for the retreat. I think it's in, let me just see if I can see. I think it's in the description of this video. There should be a link. I'm trying to see if I can see it in the description. Da, da, da. Yes, there is a link in the description. Okay. Oops. Anyway, so I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm glad that she can like have fun with it. I do really feel bad for her though, because I think it would be rough. Okay. Oh, Deb, you're back in your craft room for the first time in a month. I hope that's a good feeling. And yes, she's getting clip-in bangs. She said they were coming. She said the memes were flying. Oh, they were. There's quite a few out there too, by the way, which is very fun. Yeah, when she showed us, we were just like, I mean, seriously, I felt so bad. I'm like, Andy, you gotta see what happened. And she's like, whoa. But my favorite part is how Steve didn't notice for the longest time. She kept Snapchatting us with updates throughout the day, and it took him like a long time to notice, which I think was hysterical. Suzanne says, I hope it grows back before backstage. I don't know. Apparently, her hair grows a half an inch a month. I feel like she should find some kind of tonic, or there's got to be something she can put. I'm like, do you have Rogaine? Like, have you seen the movie The Hangover when the horrible girlfriend says using, or she says, like, did you pack your Rogaine? And don't forget to use it because I can totally tell when you don't use it. And so he's like, using of the Rogaine, check. That always makes me giggle. Okay. I am going to wipe the tears from my eyes, and then I'm going to flip my camera. Okay. So I'm glad we could all have a Patricia says that's not growing back before backstage. I don't think so. I kind of can't wait though, honestly. I would like some pictures. I was giggling. So the girls, we were talking about this at lunch because some of the girls got here early for my retreat, and she goes, do you want me to send a picture to update them? And I was like, of course. It's still bad. The next day she sent me a picture and she goes, it hasn't grown back yet. Oh boy. I'm wondering if she's still having to wear a hat to bed. I don't know. She's at her mom's house right now. And if you could, she said her mom's having a really bad day today. And if you could send a prayer their way. Oh, I've been thinking a lot about her mom. So I hope she's hanging in there. So anyway, Kelly is with her right now, which is great. I'm very glad. All right, so I'm going to flip my camera, and we are going to get going. I know, I'm heartbroken about her mom too. Okay, here we go. I absolutely love her mom. She is just quite a lady, just an incredible, incredible lady. So, so, so sweet. And just, she's very funny. She's just the best. So, okay. So, fall watercolor retreat again. The virtual box option, the last chance is today to get in on that. So that starts shipping boxes. We actually probably will ship the first round and then the next round next week, so that you'll have them shortly. It's going to be exciting. I'm very, very excited. Now, all the content will be on a website, which is where I have a lot of my other watercolor stuff, and you'll have unlimited access to it, forever. So that is going to be really fun. And oh goodness, we have lots happening. Just announced, we have free shipping coming up this week. So that is super duper exciting. Free shipping on orders of $75 or more. And I am going to sweeten the deal. If you spend $100 or more with me, you'll get a free embellishment. And if you spend $150 or more, you'll get an embellishment plus a package of handmade cards, full-size cards. You can use them as cards to give to others. You can use them as ideas, whatever you want to do. So it's going to be a really awesome deal. And of course, you'll get free shipping. And you'll also get your Stampin Rewards from Stampin Up. But there's never been a better deal in the Stampin Up history of Stampin Up than the starter kit, which is on sale all month long. The starter kit comes with so much more. There's two options to choose from. My personal favorite is the $35 option. You get the same amount of free stuff with either option, and I like this because you just spend less at the beginning. And then any additional orders you place, of course, you'll get your discount and start working towards your quota with Stampin' Up. If you want to remain active, you can. There's no obligation or anything like that. So it's really an amazing opportunity to see what Stampin' Up is all about. Of course, when you join with my team, oh my goodness, we have so many perks. First off, all of my team members have access to a really active Facebook group. We are all over the country, literally from coast to coast. You, of course, can enjoy all kinds of special things that I do for my team. We have weekly trainings, monthly team meetings, creative challenges. I do all kinds of fun things with my teams, no matter what level you want to participate in. There's a place for you on my team. I'm not like crazy pushy. I am for sure available to absolutely everybody. And so we love having such a wonderful, positive, uplifting group of people to be a part of. Our community is pretty fabulous, if I can just say so. Oh, Branda, you're boarding your plane. Fly safe. Fly safe. Cannot wait to see you. Be safe. And yeah, we do all kinds of really fun stuff. You also can enjoy awesome discounts and perks like very highly discounted or free Stamp Happy Academy. You can get discounts on events. I have a special team retreat every year where I like to think I spoil you rather rotten. We also gather at Stampin' Up events like the upcoming onstage and backstage events that Stampin' Up puts on. So it's a really incredible opportunity to join a fabulous group of people who totally get you and love paper crafting. Of course, you also get a discount on your purchases. You get to order things ahead of time. Speaking of, we have a pre-order going on right now, and you can put those pre-order items in your starter kit. So it's a really great opportunity. It's literally a no-brainer. You almost would be foolish to not take advantage of this because it's just such a good deal. $35, you get $125 in products you choose. You cannot go over that amount, but you can go right up to it, and it's really fantastic. Plus, the starter kit, always free shipping. So that's pretty awesome too. Okay. Of course, when you are ordering with me, whether it is the starter kit or when you shop in my online store, I do have bonuses for you. First off, everybody gets 10% back in Stampin' Rewards from Stampin' Up on orders of $20 or more. When you spend $35 or more, you get invited to the Stamp Happy party the following month. So order in October to get to November's Stamp Happy party, which I think is on the 19th. It's usually the second Wednesday of the month, but we are in Vegas for Stampin' Up's backstage event, so it'll be the next week, which I think is the 19th. And then if you spend $50 or more, you get the All-Star Video Class Bundle PDF for free. Of course, my team members get that for free also as a perk for being on my team. And this month's is the Gathering Together, which are just fabulous fall projects. And I think you're going to really love the cards in this little PDF. You can also purchase this for $15. There's a link in the description of my video. For our Sunshine and Creativity Delivered box, subscribe in October, and then the November box is going to feature the washi tape projects. Do I have my washi tape handy? I do not. You know, this washi tape. Oh. So that is our November box, so get subscribed by the end of October to get in on that action. Of course, Stamp Happy Academy is our website with Barb and Kelly that we have amazing content each month. All for $20 a month, you can enjoy an online class PDF. This month, it is the, and I don't think I have a paper for that. Oh, bad, Dina. It's the Modern Christmas online class, and I will show you that here in just a minute. We also have 3 exclusive lives per month. You can't find them anywhere else. We also have an extra bonus live where all 3 of us stamp together, and that's really fun. That's our Stamp Happy Party. And there's just all kinds of good stuff included. So if you haven't already, please join Stamp Happy Academy. You won't regret it. And then, of course, our Stamp Happy Party is in November, which is, like I said, I think it's the 19th, but don't quote me on that. Okay, so that's everything. That was a lot of chatting. All right, let's get stamping. So I got to stretch my arms, you know, get ready for our projects. So my first card I'm going to do is with that Modern Christmas collection of goodies. This is an online exclusive, so it's not in the catalog, but we are going to, this is the subject of our card class, our online class this month. So here is the bundle, the Ornamental Christmas bundle. And I really love this because it comes with this awesome set of dies, including a star die, which I don't want to say I lost, but I can't find it at the moment. I know it's somewhere, not too far away. When I clean my desk up, I'll for sure find it. I've really, in the history of dies, I think I've only ever lost like 1 die in all of my 20 some years as a demonstrator. So, you know, that's not bad. And I'm pretty confident. I mean, I used it earlier today, so I know it's around here somewhere, but anyway. All right. Now on this card, I have this piece of designer series paper. So this suite is black and white and gold, which, I mean, hello, that's amazing and perfect. Oh, phew, I was like, did I lose my gold piece? So I cut this piece of gold. Oh, I know. It was sitting next to my Big Shot because I wanted to die cut a star. Did I just say Big Shot? My Stampin' Cut emboss machine. Sorry. I gotta use the right terminology, right? Anyway, so this is a 3x4. This is a 3 1/8 by 4 1/8 piece of paper. And we're just going to adhere these two. So sometimes I like to die cut stuff out of this because, I mean, I'm just covering it up. It's kind of a waste, you know, to not do that. But all right, so I'm going to attach this to my card. And I've got a lovely black card base, which I love because it's just so striking. And I'm going to put it on here about there. Okay. Then I've also cut this piece. This is, because I know you're going to ask, it's 2 by 3 1/4. It's the final answer. And it's mainly 2 by 3 1/4 because that was the size I had. And I'm going to just overlap that right here like this. Okay. And then I'm going to set this aside for right now because we're going to do the stamping. So there's 2 trees in this stamp set. And then of course the dies have, there's like a circle, there's some ornaments, the star or an ornament and the star, and then ornament topper things. So I think those are really cool. So I'm going to take a piece of watercolor paper, and yes, that is the key to the whole process, is using watercolor paper. I just happen to have the scrap right here. And I'm going to drop my embossing buddy on here. And then we're going to take and stamp this with some Versamark. And we're just going to stamp that on there. Give it a good press. And then I've got my gold powder here. And I'm living dangerous because this baby is just sitting here open on my desk. Give it a light flick to get any excess powder off. And then I'm going to close this up and lock it up tight so we're safe, right? Okay. I'm just looking for my heat tool here. Okay, so I'm going to heat this up. And what's important about watercolor, or sorry, heat embossing, is as soon as the powder melts, move on. Because if you heat it too long, you can actually, it almost vaporizes the powder, I guess. So don't like hover too long. And I mean, I'm not saying you have to be crazy about it, but oh, there we go. So pretty. Okay, so now let's watercolor. Okay, I want to, what colors should we use for this tree? Should we go traditional or non-traditional? What do you guys think? Because we can really do anything here at this point. Sorry, I'm just reading this. So let me know, like should we do something bright? Or should we do something blue? Or darker blue? Or aqua? Or really non-traditional? Okay. I see pinks and purples. Traditional. Pink. I'm thinking, well, we can go with pink. Let's do something funky. All right. So I think I'll pull in a couple colors of pink. Let's see. So I've got some melon. Actually, I really like strawberry. And you know what? I'm going to put, just for interest, a hint of Timid Tiger. Now, I happen to have another embossed one right here, so we could go traditional with this. So we can do both, because you know what? It's my live. I can do whatever I want, right? Okay. So I've got, like I said, Melon Mambo, Timid Tiger. Oh my gosh, and you know what? I'm missing my water. I got to go run and grab my water. And then Strawberry Slush. Okay, I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds. You're going to laugh at me. I put water in my thing, and then I forgot to bring the thing in here. So, silly Dina. Okay. So, for this, I'm going to take my water painter, and I am going to start with my darkest color at the tippy top, which of course is my Melon Mambo. And you know what? I'm going to put, Melon Mambo is kind of it's a very stainy color. Actually, most reds are. It's just a characteristic of them. Ooh, this is going to be pretty. Okay, so we're going to start with kind of a darker Melon Mambo. So I'm putting a little bit of water down. Ooh, that was too much though. Where's my, gotta get my really dirty paper towel here. I love this. I've had this paper towel going for like a few months now, and it really does continue to work well. Okay, so let's add a little bit more color to this. And what I love about this is not like any kind of skill involved. This is like literally just kind of putting some color down. We're going to come and add a little bit more here in a minute. Then I'm going to take and add in some of this Flirty Flamingo. So I'm going to blend it a little bit between the sections, and I'm not like cutting it off anywhere. I want it to be kind of a subtle blending like that. And then I'm going to rinse my brush off, and then I'm going to pick up some of that Timid Tiger. Timid Tiger is kind of the outlier of the new in colors that I really love. And maybe it's just because I'm surprised, but I really do like it. And then I also kind of love that when you mix, oopsies, when you mix it, it just is kind of like a nice little kind of color gradation. Okay, so we've got that on there. And there we go. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to pick up some more color. I should probably start at the top because it's a little drier, and just drop that in on some of these branches just to add a little more accent to them. By the way, if you don't have the strength to squeeze your ink pad lids, you can just either tap a clear block into the ink and pick it up on your clear block, or you can just put a little re-inker in the lid from your re-inking bottle, and that's just fine. Now I like to let the first layer dry a little bit longer than I probably just did, only because otherwise it'll just kind of blend back too much. Okay, and now we're kind of adding some definition by putting in a little bit more color, and then I'll kind of repeat that up here with our Flirty. And love this. So pretty. Okay, now we want this to match up with our card, right? So I think I'm going to take a little bit of, well, I can take my black memento pad. That's one of the benefits of having it in this case, is I can pick up a little black, and I'm going to color this. Now I want to be a little careful because I do not want that black to run into the orange of the Timid Tiger, because that's going to look bad. But the embossing is fabulous because it kind of breaks those little sections up, so it'll kind of protect that. And there we go. Okay, we're going to let that dry before we die cut it. Trust me, it's a really, really important thing to do. Then I'm going to paint an alternative for you because I did have one done ahead of time. Here we go. And let's do that in our traditional kind of greens. Diana says you love to watch me watercolor. Well, I hope you'll join us for the retreat because you're going to watch a lot of watercoloring in that. We have just such incredible projects. I can't even tell you. Okay, so I'm going to choose some Old Olive and some Garden Green and some Shaded Spruce. So kind of our traditional greens. I'll give these a little squeeze. And Debbie says, I finally watched Watercolor Week yesterday. I did an outstanding overview. No wonder you kept selling out of boxes. Aw, thank you so much. Well, if you thought that was good, wait till you see the retreat. I think you're coming to that, Debbie. It's going to be pretty amazing. Not going to lie. Okay. So again, I've got my tree. Again, I want to take and water this down a little bit with clean water. and that just helps the colors blend into one another a little better, in case I didn't explain that in the last one. And this was a little wet, so I'm sort of taking it off. I had got too much water. Now, you also might notice I am picking my water up from a thing of water on my table. And the reason I don't use the water painters is, first off, I would go through the whole thing so quickly, and that gets annoying to me. And so I prefer to dip my water into a jar of water. That's just, I never would have said that until I started watercoloring beyond stamping. And I just kind of can't go back at this point. It's funny. Now I'm doing the opposite that I did on the pink one. I'm starting with my lightest color and then working my way dark down. Also, is it just me, or did these like little branches look like the trees, like that one and that one, like the trees giving you the middle finger? Sorry, I might have just ruined it for some of you. All right, and then at the bottom here, we've got our shaded spruce, which is a color I don't use. I often go for like old olive or granny apple green, but shaded spruce is pretty, especially in watercoloring. It's just so pretty and vibrant. And so I think that is lovely. So I'm just kind of mixing up my colors here, and I will do the same thing. I want them to kind of have a little darker sections and lighter. On here, like so. Oh, Shirley, I'm so excited you joined us. And your confirmation email should have a link to a Facebook group, so make sure and join that in case I do a rogue live, because it'll be in the event Facebook group if I do. Don't worry, if you miss it, I'll put it on YouTube as well, so you can watch later. All right, so let's do, so again, I started with Old Olive. Now I'm adding in Granny Apple Green. And then at the bottom, I've got my shaded spruce. So we're just putting in a little bit extra dark color in some of these branches to kind of highlight them. And then we will be good. And I think I'm going to do black on that little thingy. Oh, Shirley said her credit card was hacked. Is that not the worst? Oh, I'm so sorry. That's a no fun situation. I hate when that happens. Okay, so there we go. Oh, all right, we got to let that dry. And let's see, it looks like my other one is dry. So let's put this bad boy together. I got a quick die cut this. So this is the pink version. So got a pink version and a green version. Love them both. I just need to grab the die from this. And if I would have thought about it a little clearer, I probably should have die cut this first before I painted, only because it is just such a big fat bummer when it gets, you know, off kilter in your die cut machine. Okay, so give me one sec. And I just got it off kilter, setting it in the die cut machine. Or maybe it just felt like that. I don't know. Sometimes I put the plate down over my piece and I'm just like, what is happening? So anyway, okay, there we have our beautifully watercolored piece. And I am not super thrilled with some of this, but the beauty of watercolor paper is that you can kind of reblend things kind of as often as you want. I'm not going to keep messing with these because we need the video to continue on, but you get the idea. Okay, so now I'm going to take and, oh, I have, ooh, I did have a little strip of designer series paper to add to this. That was striped. What happened to that? Did it fall? Oh, no. I hate when this happens because I cut the piece special. I had it here because I was going to put it on the inside too. This is what happens. This is why I need to be more like, I got to channel my inner Barb and clean up between projects because I know it was here. Arrgh. Okay, well, I'm going to cut another piece. Give me just a sec. Oh, here it is. It's sitting on the piece that I was about to cut. Okay. All right. So then what I want to do is take and put this little piece kind of right over the top here. And I didn't have this measured because we're just going to add it to my card. Like this. So it's probably like 3.5 or so inches. We're just going to have it on the border there, and then I will trim this excess off. Okay, and then we're going to pop this up on top, of course, because why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we pop something up? And I'm going to go ahead and put a fair number of dimensionals on here so this pops up really nicely, nice and even. Because then we're also going to add our sentiment to this. So this is just a fun way to use lots of different patterns of paper in your card and make it extra, extra. Okay, now I've got this skinny little strip of paper that we can stamp our sentiment on. And my sentiment is right here. Wishing you peace and joy. And I think I'll do that in black. Of course, you could do it in any color you wanted. Okay, but we just want to be careful not to rock the boat on this one, so to speak. And there we go. And then this is going to go right over the top like that. Okay, so I want to take and put like a, well, first off, I think I'm going to trim the end of this to be a little banner, just because that's fun, you know. Oh yeah, that always looks good. And then we'll put a little edge piece to hold this down. And yes, this is black and white with a pop of color. You know, it's my fave. All right. And so to really make this kind of fancy, we're going to have, well, we want to put this, and by the way, this memento was not fully dry when I touched it. Okay, so there we go. Like so. Perfect. Okay, then now if I could find my star die, I would put a gold star up here. Gold star for this card. But since I can't, I'm going to grab, as soon as I find them, my gold sequins. These are the loose gold sequins. They are in the annual catalog, I believe. There's like some shaker thingies in the mini catalog, but these are the ones from the annual catalog. Anyway, I'm going to put these on with some liquid glue. Okay, and we'll just maybe put on 1, 2, 3 on here like so. And then I love using my take your pick tool for this. So I'm just going to pick these up. Got to touch them a little harder. There we go. And then they'll just stick on that liquid glue. And they are different sizes, by the way. And we'll do a smaller one up here. And boom. Oh, so cute. Okay, and then, but wait, there's more. So we've got this black and white and gold baker's twine, which is super fun. And this is the mystery is getting the ends started. They tuck it in so it doesn't unravel. And I don't know about you, here we go, but my sweet little old eyes, and you guys are probably laughing at me saying that, my sweet little old eyes can't always see where the end is, so I took my glasses off to tie this little bow here. Okay. And then we're just going to add that to the bottom with a glue dot. And by the way, you can use glue dots to adhere those sequins if you prefer. No judgment. Whatever works for you. They're big enough. Okay, so I know we're going to kind of just stick it on like that. Oh, so pretty, if I can just say. And of course, it would be just as lovely with the green version of this card too. So you can do whatever you would like. Now on the inside of our card, as I mentioned, I have some of that DSP. So let's stick some of that in here. And, oh, and I think I need to grab my other sentiment, which is just a good old Merry Christmas. Now, Merry Christmas can be in one of the other colors if you would like, which is always fun. And I think I'm going to go with Strawberry Slush, kind of that in-between color. The other thing you could do, since we're getting kind of funky, is I'm going to take this, I'm going to actually stamp my Timid Tiger tree. Okay, I'm going to grab a piece of paper. I'm going to stamp off a layer of that ink, and then I'm going to stamp the rest over here, and then Strawberry Slush over the top. You could do it in black too, but I think this will be okay. If not, there's 2 sides to every sheet of paper. Oh, nope. Nope. Okay, so I'm going to switch, and I'm going to take and do Strawberry Slush stamped off on here. Okay, and then I'm going to find a stamp cleaner. And I'm going to stamp this in black over the top because it just wasn't enough contrast. There we go. All right, and we'll of course add this, but wait, there's more. We can take either Strawberry Slush or our Melon Mambo. I'm going to do the light Melon Mambo, and I'm going to just, oops, I want the other end of this. I'm just going to do a little color line through here, just choose one or the other and go down the line. And how fun is that? Oh, I could even add some Timid Tiger in here. Maybe I'll do that too. Is that enough? Yes. Okay, let me grab my Timid Tiger. Do a little Timid Tiger on here as well. Oopsies. And it doesn't matter if you draw straight because the lines aren't straight on here, so it's like no big deal, which I love. Okay, and I did not evenly space those or anything like that, so don't even worry. It's just going to be fun. Okay, we'll trim the excess off of this. And oh, good plan to get rid of that. We'll put this on the inside of our card. And again, if you're doing greens, you would just stamp, I'd probably do Old Olive, stamp off, and then black over the top. And then you could do greens with your Stampin' Blends. So there we go. Awesome. All right. Let me close this up. Okay, our next card is going to be easy peasy. We are going to do one more Christmas card and then a fall leaf watercolor card. Okay, so our next card is going to feature the Delicate Pines, which is just so fun. Love, love, love this. And I really wanted to show off some of this designer series paper. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So let me show you the paper quick. It is just beautiful. Well, of course, they had me at watercolor because this really is watercolored. And I mean, it's just pretty. And then on the back side of each of these beautiful pattern pieces is kind of a watercolory piece. And you can see there's all kinds of different things that are just so pretty in this paper. Oh, goodness. Also, let me show you my favorite pattern, because there's these dark and fancy ones. Again, gorgeous patterns on the back. There's little pine cones, and the snowflakes are like made out of pine branches, which I just think is so clever. So they really did an incredible job designing this paper. There's another pattern I want to show you in here somewhere. Ah, this one. So gorgeous. So, so, so gorgeous. Okay, so I took some of the patterns and I stuck with the lighter ones. And I just die cut, or not die cut, but cut 5 pieces of 3/4 of an inch by 3.5 inch. Okay, so 3/4 by 3.5, and I alternated like a more white background and then a more colored background. White background, colored, white. Okay, the ones that I thought looked the prettiest. And I'm just going to put my adhesive on these. And yeah, that's how I'm doing it. Okay, so I'll start with the first and the last. And you just want to make sure there's a even border around them. Okay, so that was the first, that was the last. Oh shoot, that's the wrong one, isn't it? My gosh, I'm already messing this up, you guys. Did I? Oh, I had this all figured out and now it's not right. Maybe this is the last. This is the first. Oh, goodness. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. It's just every other pattern. Okay, so there's that one. And then we'll do this one as our last. Okay, and then we want to be a little bit more careful. So I'm just going to kind of set this here, but I'm not going to like press it down because I want to make sure I get the spacing right. Ooh. And then this one goes in the middle like that. And we're just double checking. This looks pretty good. We're going to go with that and boom. Okay, so there we go. Then I'm going to attach that to my card base, which the colors in this paper are really pretty. We've got Old Olive, Garden Green, Shaded Spruce. I think there's probably Cherry Cobbler. Oh, I guess I can look at my package and tell you for sure. There is some of the Pretty Peacock, which is the color of my card base. And then there's even maybe Lost Lagoon in there. So there's a lot of really beautiful colors. Okay, so then I was trying to decide when I was working on this design whether I wanted to use white, like stamping on white cardstock with my designs, or if I wanted to stamp on colored cardstock. So I did both and decided that I liked the colored cardstock better. So I'm going to take two of the images here. I've got the smaller one and this larger one, and they're going to nest together. And we'll stamp the smaller one in Old Olive ink on Old Olive cardstock, and then the larger one in, Pretty Peacock on Pretty Peacock. Okay. Like that. And aren't those beautiful? All right. And I think, by the way, this fits in here. Actually, let's try that. This is just a scrap of white. Let's just give this a shot. Can you just stamp these and get them to fit? I think you can. Well, I'm huffing on this because this is just a test. And oh, look at that. Oh, perfect. Okay, but I stamped mine separately, and then when I die cut them, this is what I get, these two beautiful pieces, which of course we can nest together like so. And that looks just lovely. And I'm going to put them on my card like this, but that's really busy, right? Now, in the upcoming online exclusives that go live next week, like next Saturday, we have vellum back. It is in 12 by 12 sheets. And so I thought vellum would be perfect for this. So I'm going to take and punch with my 2 3/8 inch circle punch a big old circle of vellum. Oh, I'm so happy vellum's back. Can you tell? All right, so let's put this on our card. First of all, I'm going to pop this up. Oh, I have a sheet of dimensionals I started. Like so. Oh, Patricia, you're welcome. Sorry. Okay, so we've got that on our card like that. And then we've got our little vellum circle, and doesn't that do a lovely job of breaking this up? We're going to do even one better. And I've die cut this label, which is from the Stylish Shapes dies. And I want to stamp my sentiment on here, which is warmest winter wishes. And if we're fancy, like I know we can be, we're going to ink that up in 2 different colors. So I'm going to start by covering this up with a couple of Post-its. Like that. And I'm going to ink this up in Old Olive. Okay, removing of the Post-its. I can't even tell you how important this step is. It's pretty important. Then I'm going to ink up just the Winter Wishes part in very carefully in my Pretty Peacock, like so. Now, for those of you who are like, well, why don't you just use the markers? Well, because I think this looks so much better using the ink. It just stamps better. Okay, so there we have it. We're going to put this on like so. Now, having said that, I should have washed my stamp because it's not the best inking, but we're going to go with it because it'll be okay. All right, now what I want to do is take and, let's see, I'm going to adhere this directly to my card. And then I'm going to pop up my stuff kind of over the top. I'm not going to press this down quite yet because I want to make sure everything fits. And I think I might also take, now there's ribbon that goes with the sweet, but I'm going to actually take, I think I'm going to use some of my old olive linen because, I mean, why not, right? Uh-oh, this is a new roll. Did I find the edge? Yes, I did. Oh, so good. Okay. So what I'm going to actually do is feed this through. Come on. It works better if you decide to do this before you pop your layer up. Like, why can't I feel this in here? There we go. That was a lot of work. Not gonna lie. Okay, I think I'm gonna put my bow over here because I like that. All right. So I'm gonna put my bow way over, like on the very edge over here. And I like the curly cues of this. It's kind of fun, pretty cute. Looks good, the curly cues of my linen thread. I'm gonna scooch that down just a hair, and then this is gonna go there, and this is gonna go over the top of my, I already have adhesive on here, I forgot, because I'm so on top of things. So we'll put that on about there. Okay, then, ooh, nope, gotta scooch that over just a hair. There we go. Now that'll fit right there. And of course, this will all get covered up by our beautiful die cut pieces. Okay, so I'm gonna put a couple of dimensionals on here. And then our adhesive for the vellum will be hidden below the die cut pieces. So nobody will see how it's attached. And then I'm gonna put this on actually with a couple of glue dots. I'm gonna stack 2 up because that'll give me a little lift without the full thickness of another dimensional, you know what I mean? So it'll pop up just off the top here ever so slightly. Oh, look at how cute this is. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put dimensionals on here as well. Just 'cause. And then make sure that's straight. So pretty, okay. But wait, there's more. So these faceted snowflakes are so cute. So you can use the gold or the silver, the Pretty Peacock, or the red, but I think I'm gonna go with Pretty Peacock because I just think it's gonna look good. There's 2 sizes. I'm gonna take the smaller one, and just stick that little gem in the center, and oh, it's like the perfect little center thing. Now, in case you're wondering, of course, we're going to spritz this. Why wouldn't we? We should probably spritz our other card too. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it. But a little shimmer never hurt anybody, right? Okay, so we've got that. Oh, love it. Next up, we need to put our inside together. And this stamp set also, well, I think actually what I'm going to do, now I could for sure use my DSP, but sometimes, sorry, I'm trying to find, I have all these little strips, here we go, of white. And what I want to do is stamp on my little strip here. Okay, so, and yes, I did just dump something. All right, I'm going to take my 2 little stamps that I was working with here and stamp them on my white, kind of like this. And then I'm going to take the olive, because remember we double checked that those do fit together. We're just going to stamp them in between, and you just line up the 3 dots with those 3 dots. They don't have to be in the exact same orientation or anything. Just get them on there, and then that all fits perfect, like so. Voila. Okay, so I'm going to close that up. And then, oh, actually, no, I'm not kidding. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do, it's the most magical time of year. And I love the idea. This was on there a little crooked, so I just take it off and pick it back up again. That looks better. I'm going to once again use my Post-its so we can do the 2 colors of ink. And so we'll do, that's not quite good enough. Here we go. We're going to do removing of the Post-it, just so important. And I throw those directly into the trash. Okay, then, again, carefully, and on the edge of my ink pad, because I find that works the best, I'm inking up the beginning and ending sections of this. And once again, I should have cleaned my stamp. I'm so dumb. Yeah. What happens is there's like, sometimes there's like oils on the stamp from the manufacturing process, and I have not used this sentiment yet. And so that leftover residue, whatever it is, can kind of not look great. Usually once you've used the image, it's fine. So you can see I just clean this off. I like using my chamois for that versus, or I'm sorry, my Stampin' Scrub versus my chamois, because I think it cleans it a little better. Okay, so we're going to do that again real quick. Oh my gosh, I'm using a lot of Post-its on this. But you know what? You guys are worth it. Okay. There we go. Cheryl said spank it. Oh my gosh. Seriously, Cheryl. Okay. Magical. Remove the Post-it. Make sure you don't have anything on here. Oh my gosh, Cheryl, your your comment was held for review. I will approve it. That cracks me up. I love it that Spank It is being held for review. It's a different time, friends, isn't it? Okay, and then I'll do this, and this is going to stamp just a little bit better. Now, this is going to go right here on our inside. And then this is going to go right there. Oh, oh, so good. All right, I'm going to just stick this on. Of course, my adhesive is just right in front of my face. And I love just putting this little hint of paper on here. Now, I have one other thing I can do. I've got just this little scrap. It's not even the full length of Old Olive, but I'm just gonna stick it on here. I'm ripping this, and then I'm just gonna slide this in as a little accent. And I know it's not the full length, but I don't think it even matters because I'm just tucking it in like so, and it's gonna look fantastic. And that little touch is just gonna make my card a little extra, extra. Not that that snowflake gem didn't, but it's these little teeny details that really make your card fancy pants. Okay, there we go. Ooh, so gorgeous. Isn't that so much fun? Oh, I just love this one. Okay, one more card to go. And this one, since we did 2 Christmas cards, we're going to do a fall and autumn themed card with the Etched Autumn background stamp. One of my faves. And for this card, we're going to do kind of a non-traditional color combo. Now, I already stamped and heat embossed this with gold powder on watercolor paper. I did that ahead of time. How about that for smart thinking? Because I knew none of you wanted to watch that process go down again. In case you've never heat embossed, just do it. It's the best. It's what made me fall in love with stamping. Now, as mentioned, I'm going to do a little bit of a non-traditional color combo for this one with Pretty in Pink Peach Pie. I might throw a little Strawberry Slush in here, but for sure, Timid Tiger. Woo! Yeah, things are happening. So kind of my pinky peachy colors for fall, which I think are beautiful. So again, so much fun. Okay, so what I'm going to start with is my peach pie, and I'm not even gonna lie, I'm gonna grab my re-inker for this because it'll just take way less time. Okay, so I'm gonna drop a couple dots of peach pie re-inker in my peach pie pad, and then I'm gonna grab my big kind of wash brush. This is a nice wide brush, and what I'm gonna do is kind of go over the whole thing with some peach pie. Ooh, that's pretty bright. Let's take it down a notch. So we're going to add some water to help bleed that out a bit. There we go. That's better. And this is going to curl a little bit, but it's all good. If you have too much color, you can just add water and you can dab it off a little bit, like with a paper towel or something. But I'm just going to cover the whole thing on here so that there's just some color. Now, one of the things I also love doing is making it interesting. So I'm going to dab some clean water on here, and that will make it so it's not all even. It's going to be a little variety in here. All right, where did my paper towel go? Again. Okay. There we go. Now we need this to dry. That's the tricky part. Now, when you want something to dry faster, when you have a heat embossed piece, such as this, you can still use your heat tool. But you're gonna wanna heat it up a little bit and then back off, and then heat it up a little and back off. So you don't wanna concentrate the heat in any one spot too long, because otherwise that'll remelt your powder and it often doesn't look as nice. It looks weird, for lack of a better term. But when you kind of keep it moving around, it helps. Okay, give it a second to cool. Let me heat it again. Okay. Now it's not completely dry, but it's good enough for what we want to do next. Okay, so now I'm going to come back to my, oh, and look at, I just dropped my water painter on here, and that created that. I can fix that by just going over it again later, which I will do. Anyway, now what I want to do is start adding some other colors. So I've got Pretty in Pink here, and I want this to be pretty, you know, bright. I want to be able to see it. I also want to make sure my watercolor brush is completely clean, and it is. Even though my bristles stain sometimes, I can still tell that it's nice and clean. So what I'm going to do is just go over some of the individual leaves with another color. And you want colors that are similar or analogous for this. You don't want to choose colors that are completely different. So I would not put purple on here because it would really clash with the orange. The purple and orange equal brownie mud. And because this is still wet, this is going to bleed a little, and that's fine with me. I don't care. So you can see it's bleeding out into the edges a little bit, and that's just fine. So we just want to add color in a few different places on here. Maybe on that one, I'll do a couple different colors for that. Same thing here. Just putting color in some places on the individual leaves. Since this type of leaf with the several leaves, the branchy thing, I will do all those in my Pretty in Pink. So again, if you wanted to do this in, say, blues and greens, that would be good, or shades of green, or shades of yellow and orange, you know, shades of orange and red. Those would all look really nice. And when I say orange, you know, that could be Timid Tiger, the peach pie we've got on here. It could be Cajun Craze, into Cherry Cobbler, you know, whatever. All right, so that looks pretty good. We can always add more. So let's pick up our next color, which is Timid Tiger. And I think I'm going to grab the re-inker for that as well, because it just makes it easy peasy. All right, so we'll do, now that is definitely darker, so I'm just going to put a little water in here on my brush. And if you get too much water in here, like this is pretty drippy wet, I will wipe that out with a paper towel at the end, because I don't want it to, I don't want the water to get into my ink pad, you know. We don't want that to happen. All right, but we're just coloring in different leaves in different areas. So pretty. Love this. Oh, I love this so much. And you, depending on, you might leave some of the leaves blank, you know, where you don't add color to them, or just a little bit of color, or whatever. It's totally up to you. Now this piece was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I did that on purpose because, you know, like this edge didn't emboss well. So now I can trim off any of the ugly parts so that it'll go on my card nicely, if that makes sense. If you start with it already trimmed, then you don't have any room for messing up, which I don't like. I would like there to always be room for me to mess up. And I really am loving how the colors kind of blended and bled out of there. Same thing here. I think it looks good. If it's too much, you can always dab it off and fix it however you need. And you can just kind of keep doing this till you're happy with the results. All right, we'll do our final color, which is Strawberry Slush. And one more time, I'm going to grab the re-inker for this, just because it gets, ooh, that was probably more re-inker than I needed. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. Ooh. Once again, that's really bright, so we're going to add a little water into this and let it blend. Now, if things dry out, as they really are starting to dry out on here, you can always come back with some water, and that'll help blend the colors together, because you don't want, like, you know, lines going through things abruptly. And it's totally, as you can see, socially acceptable to go outside the lines in this. We're pretty chill. And again, if you want to soften up any of the edges, just bring in some clear, clean water and, you know, go outside the lines. Let things bleed and blend together as you'd like. Like, I'm trying to get rid of the harsh lines. We don't want any harsh lines. We want to be chill. Super chill in here. And then we just kind of keep going. Now you could also do this. So like I started by coloring the whole background a little bit and then coloring individual leaves, but you could also just color individual leaves different colors and leave the background plain. You know, that's totally up to you. This would be so pretty. I think in the, like if you look on the website, the sample in here is greens and maybe a purple or something. It's really pretty. Just, you know, the fall colors. And I don't know if the fall colors are gorgeous where you are, but they're really starting to get pretty here. We got some rain over the weekend, which I think is going to help those colors really come out. It's been kind of dry here. So anyway, and Darla, if you're watching from your combine, I hope things are going well for you guys and you're getting close to finishing. Darla's on my team and she drives the tractor with her husband during harvest. I love that. It's such an Iowa thing. And I should say a Midwest thing. But I love harvest time. Okay, so you can just kind of mess with this till you're happy. And I think I'm happy. So once again, we're going to need to let that dry so that we can finish this up. Now, the real question is, and I meant to actually use some petal pink on here too, I forgot. What color should we put our card on? I kind of like, ooh, but I kind of like that. I was going to say, I love crumb cake because it's just, you know, so neutral and it makes everything on it pop. But I'm liking that Timid Tiger too. What do you guys think? I think, well, ooh, that looks good too. Petal Pink, Timid Tiger, or Crumb Cake. What do y'all think? And I'm going to clean up a little while you guys vote on that. And, oh, you guys are saying Timid Tiger. Okay, Timid Tiger, Timid Tiger, Timid Tiger Pink, Timid Tiger, layers with all three colors. Well, that is also a possibility. Timid Tiger, I'm actually a crumb cake person. Timid Tiger. I do think that, oh, Darla, you are on here. I wasn't even sure if you were on. I know sometimes she watches from the combine, which I kind of love. Or I don't know, maybe she does the tractor and her husband does the combine. Maybe they do both. I don't know. I do know, Darla, that Whitney's boys got to do a little harvesting this weekend. They were happy about that. Okay, so, well, we could do this. Oh, you guys. All right, so first off, we got to get this dry. Drier than it is anyway. Is Artful Stamping with Ruth? Is that Ruth from like the UK Ruth? If so, hello. If not, hello anyway. Yeah, I literally am blowing on this. Okay, where's my paper towel? So here's where you can, like, that one's kind of a wet area, so we'll just dab it off. And that helps things dry out a little bit quicker because we are impatient, because we got things to do. Well, hello, Ruth. Am I backstaging? I am. Vegas, baby. Are you backstaging? Okay, what if we did this? I'm totally changing what I was going to do originally, but it's all good. What if we do this? Okay, are you guys prepared for this? Because it might be too much. Sorry, hold on. Oh, I need my postage dies. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to take and die cut Timid Tiger. All right, so hold on. Oh my gosh, I just had a private message. Somebody asked me if the watercolor, if you needed experience for the watercolor retreat, and the answer to that is no, you do not. The only thing, it helps if you have a little experience, like watercolor week, for instance, or, you know, any of my other classes, but it's not required. So you do not have to. Okay, so we're going to cut this to 3.5 by 4 3/4. Which is funny because we didn't even use petal pink on here, but shh, don't tell anybody. Okay, then we're going to cut this piece down to 3 3/8 by 4 5/8, which, by the way, is totally different than what I had originally planned. But sometimes, actually, oftentimes, that's what happens. And the thing, so to answer Susan's question, she private messaged me and it came up while I was looking at comments. To answer your question, the projects we're doing don't require a lot of skill. Many of them are what I call abstract, meaning you don't have to have like painting skills to create them. And they are pretty beginner friendly. We'll do some things, you know, that showcase a little bit of petals and things, but a lot of it is fairly abstract, meaning that literally anybody can do this. Okay, so now I die cut the Timid Tiger with the largest postage die from the perennial postage dies. And then I'm going to pop this up on top. And look at those beautiful colors. And, ooh, Dodie says potential storm in the Atlantic. And you're going on a cruise next week. Well, gosh darn it. I hope that just dissipates. All right, now I'm going to grab... I'm actually going to use the Early Espresso linen thread from my Old Olive and Early Espresso, or yeah, Old Olive and Early Espresso. And note how I put it under here before I popped it up. Like, I learned from my issues. And now for the sentiment, lots of options for that. I think I'm going to do from Branching Out, Thinking of You Brings Joy to My Heart. Now, do I have a piece of paper for that? Because I was going to do something else, because you know how me, I like to change my mind. Well, actually, I've got this little leftover piece right here, so I could use that. Oh, so cute. Love this for us. I do love this for us. All right. So we'll do early espresso, you know, to bring in. Okay, so that means we can tie this over here off to the side. Give myself just a little bit more space. And we'll tie another bow. So not like the most incredibly exciting card, but the beauty is, of course, in the watercoloring. And you saw there, like, not a lot of skill required for this one. You just dab the colors around and you're good to go. Okay. And I like these because, you know, you wouldn't think of pinks and orange, well, I mean, oranges, of course, but not pinks as fall colors, but I'm telling you, they work. It all works. Okay, let's do our sentiment here. And I love this sentiment. It's just such a nice thing. Wishing you a day filled with many, oh no, that's actually not the one I wanted to use. Well, it's inked up, so we're gonna go with it. What did I want to do? Oh, thinking of you brings joy to my heart. Well, whatever. We're going to go with this. And I'll just put that right in the middle of this panel. And we'll pop that up over the top. Oh, it's going to be good. Did I emboss this card with the gold? Yep. Sure did. That I had done before, so that you guys didn't have to wait through that, because we're already running a little later than I prefer. Oh, so beautiful. How awesome is that? Okay, then, oh, we've got our pieces right here. So let's put some of this on the inside of our card. Like that. And remember how I talked about using, you know, we could cut off, like I cut off this kind of messed up edge, and then I've got this, so now we can put that on the inside of our card. So that's another good reason to, you know, start with a bigger piece than what you ultimately want. Now, I was originally going to cut this to like 4 by 5 1/4, but then we kind of changed up how we did this, or 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. You get the idea. Actually, maybe I'll leave that on there and just let it be inside. Like that. And, oh. All right, so then we're not quite done yet. So I want to take and add another sentiment on here. So wishing you a day filled with many happy moments. And then I'm going to do happiest birthday wishes, you know, because we can. All right. And I'm going to quick clean this because I have not used this sentiment yet. So I'm going to clean it quick on my chamois so that it will stamp nicely on the inside of my card. Boom, like so. Oh, and it did, like a champ. Oh, such a good one. You could for sure like cut out a leaf, you know, and add it to this, or just a plain leaf, whatever you want. So there you go. Okay, so let me show you my cards because they're pretty awesome, if I can just say. All right, so we did that one and this one and this one. Kind of a good variety of things. Different colors, different techniques, all the different things. And then, of course, the alternative to this is a green version, which we painted but didn't actually put our card together with. So you get the idea. Anyway, there you go, friends. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Do not forget, we have free shipping on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week for orders of $75 or more. And if you order more than that, I throw in some goodies. Of course, you get the All-Star Video Class Bundle. You get invited to our Stamp Happy Party next month. So many good things. And today is the last day to register for your watercolor fall retreat, virtual fall retreat box of supplies. If you would like them, make sure to order. I do have a cutoff on orders. So, if you can't register for it, that's why it's sold out. But you can still do the virtual online only version of it too. But I do recommend box of supplies because it comes with the palette, which is amazing, and all kinds of fabulous goodies. So anyway, thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you had the best time with me. I will see you next week. It might not be on Monday. I'm not going to lie. We'll see. I'm not sure how I'm going to be feeling because I have retreat from Tuesday through Sunday, so that's a lot. So I might take Monday off. We'll just have to see. I might be able to do it. I don't know. We'll see. But I will for sure be live next week at some point. So don't worry. It just stay tuned. That's all. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Have a lovely evening, and I will see y'all soon. Bye, guys.